10 most incredible like a boss moments ever. Hello lovely YouTube family, welcome back to Incredible Viral Videos. In today's video we're going to talk about the 10 most incredible boss moments ever. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. We have all made boss moves in one way or another, in our own little ways. Such moves take great risk. At this point you're ready to lose it all. Sometimes it turns out exactly as we imagined, other times not so well. In special cases however, the outcome of these moves turned out to be bigger and better than we expected. Regardless of the circumstances, we all expect the best from these moves. If you're watching this video and wondering what in the world a boss move is, then we've got you covered. Boss moves can mean so many things, but today we're going to focus on the one suitable in this context. Boss, as we all know, means a person who is in charge of something. So simply put, a boss move is what one does with great confidence and authority. These moves have unexpected results, but the ones we're going to talk about today ended well. Mark Zuckerberg. I'm pretty sure you have seen this from a mile away. This guy has always believed in taking chances rather than not making any moves at all.
Not Zuckerberg Chan. The couple launched it just days after the birth of their first daughter. So in order to truly understand the origins of this huge philanthropic endeavor, you really have to go back home.
He believes that the only other thing worse than failure is not attempting in the first place.
We don't give them everything, so I think that's an important piece, but they also just have responsibilities.
So you're saying you teach them that they have chores?
They have chores.
Your kids have chores?
Yeah, they have
They have
responsibilities.
chores, they have responsibilities.
Yeah.
We also take them to work. Mark and I take both of them to work, to the office, to see sort of like what we do, how we contribute.
There's so much truth in this given that most successful people didn't just get there overnight.
Another surprise? The couple's first date, way back at Harvard after meeting in line for the bathroom at a frat party, almost didn't lead to a second date.
There was a major red flag.
What?
I'm like a type A student.
When Mark and his roommates were coming up with Facebook, none of them knew it would be this huge. This Harvard alumni must have been doing trial and error only for the app to become a worldwide sensation.
Facebook certainly has a lot to do with Priscilla's influence on you. Would you agree with that?
I think that's got to be true.
You run things by her, you
Yeah, but I think, but we also just talk about.
Mark and Edward Severine, the other co-founder, each agreed to invest $1,000 to see the project through. I'm pretty sure that they make so much more than $1,000 now. After all, he did drop out of college to focus on this new venture. If that's not a boss move, I don't know what is. Beyonce. Oh, hail the queen. She makes everything look so easy when it's really not. Besides, if things were that easy, we would all do it and she wouldn't be that special anyway.
You put so much energy into your performances every time I see you that you just give it your all.
I do.
Yeah.
And when I get home, I'm like
Yeah.
completely lazy. I don't want to
Yeah.
clean. I don't want to do anything but try to recover. It's my job to give 100%.
Back in 2013, the Queen released an album named after herself. Only bosses get to do that. The same album gave us the most amazing songs. What is unknown to the majority?
We've been together a long time. It's been about 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
7 years. But it does feel different, doesn't it?
Feels great.
I really love it. So 7 years, and was it something that y'all talked about, or you just all of a sudden decided let's do it?
Of us is that Beyonce was so freaked out and had no idea what kind of response she would get. For those that follow her closely, remember when she released this album without any form of promotion before it was released. We know Beyonce is huge, but this was risky, even for her. As a matter of fact, Harvard Business School did a case study on the same. It all turned out great in the end, and the Queen went down as having made one of the most risk in her music careers.
And that's why it's named I Am. And then the other half is Sasha Fierce, who was basically who you guys
She's
saw.
in that position back there.
She is,
Yeah,
yes.
that's her.
That's who y'all saw singing Single Ladies.
Over there.
It's very different.
May she continue to get us all drunk in love. Elon Musk. It's very easy to get to the top, but staying up there is the real challenge. When Elon made millions of money from PayPal, people were really curious to see what his next move would be all about. Most people have placed their bets on him investing in another company similar to PayPal. Unexpectedly, he invested all he made into two startup companies, SpaceX and Tesla. In the beginning, these two companies did not do so well.
It is one thing to say, obviously, it's not going to be a safe experience to go to Mars, but there are some technologies essential, especially if we're looking to putting humans there permanently.
They performed so badly, they almost went bankrupt. With time, however, these two companies started doing so well, they made him the richest man in the world. That doubled with the other.
Musk has a significant role to play in any kind of permanent Mars base or city. I mean, for SpaceX, we're trying to
Investments he has made. Kristin Cavallari. If anybody makes you want to believe in your dreams, it should be Kristin. Her story is incredible. How do you convince people to invest in your website when the internet is barely a thing? Be like Christina. That's how. The internet is growing like when Kristin initially met her co-founders back in 2004 to talk about a concept they had a website focused on style. During this time, not so many people had access to the internet. In fact, Facebook was only a year old then. Kristin risked it all and believed in her dreams. She left her well-paying stable job to focus on her brainchild, Refinery 29. It may have appeared like she was crazy, but she thrived and is still doing well today. Sylvester Stallone. It's true what they say. The best thing about being at the bottom is that the only way is up. For those that grew up way back in the day know what Rocky was such a good movie. For an accomplished man like Stallone, it's definitely hard to pick one move, given that there were so many, but Rocky definitely takes the day. Stallone sat down and wrote the script for Rocky in 4 hours. His motivation? He had a baby on the way and not even enough money to pay for rent. Anyone that has been in this situation knows exactly how to feel. When he presented the script to producers, they really loved it and made numerous offers, but refused to take them all unless he was allowed to play the lead role. His obscenity got a much lower salary than he could have for his screenplay, but the gamble was well worth it. Rocky made millions of dollars and catapulted Stallone to fame. Vera Wang. Ever been in a situation where you had to pick between two jobs? The uncertainty of what could happen if you left for the other? No one relates better than Vera Wang. As a young figure skater, Wang did not make it to the United States Olympic team back in 1968. You'd think she'd go back to the drawing board and come back harder next year, but that was not the case. She decided to pursue a career in magazine editing. There are two very different paths. She tried to be an editor-in-chief for Vogue, but did not make the cut. She did not give up. She went in ahead and became the design director at Ralph Lauren. Over time, she became one of the biggest names in the bridal world. J.K. Rowling. For Rowling, she got us to teach us what resilience was. As amazing as a books come movie and an entire franchise turned out to be, the author had been through a lot. To even find someone that believed in the book as much as she did was already a task on its own. The numerous rejection letters were not enough to kill her dream. Just a year later, after she got an agent, her story began and we all know how it turned out. It definitely was not easy. Bill Gates. It must be nice, leaving college and still making it big. Gates had only been in college for 2 years, only to drop out to work on his brainchild Microsoft. One would be tempted to do the same, probably drop out and work on a music album. Don't do it. In fact, Bill Gates urges all students to stay focused in school. However, this was a perfect case of no risk, no reward. Martha Stewart. Who would believe that sharing homemaking tips would make her a billionaire? We only believed it when we saw it. Even though she was charged with insider trading, she came back bigger and better. When most of us would have crawled in a hole to hide in shame, Martha remained passionate and even partnered with her own favorite rapper, Snoop Dogg. Walt Disney. If anyone ever struggled in their career, it'd be Walt Disney. His career was such a roller coaster. When he found Laugh-O-Gram back in 1920, complications arose when his financial banker went bankrupt. Walt could not even pay his staff or his debts. Luckily, he got a loan from his parents and went and found Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio. The company almost became bankrupt again while shooting Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but like the boss he was, he took out a loan, paid his staff, and completed production on the film, which turned out to be a great success. Conclusion. Boss moves do not need actual bosses to pull. As long as you believe in yourself, you're good to go. Which of these moves inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments down below. We really hope you don't intend on dropping out of college thanks to the likes of Zuckerberg and Gates. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss any amazing video from us.